Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a good day. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think when these pranks were going too far, it was about 5-6 years ago when they were doing these type of stupid pranks. I remember they were when they were mostly harmless for the most part, with being I would say not too bad, but getting on the rough ends of being horrible. And it wasn't much longer until the pranks kept escalating and escalating and getting much, much, much worse. And over the time, I always found that pranks were just a bad thing to do. Pranks used to be harmless and did pointless little puns that had no chaos or horribleness to it. And it was just like a little lighthearted joke. Now these pranks are leading to chaos, crimes, honestly, and leading to other people getting arrested or killed because of these so-called pranks. And it's not good, and the pranks have gone exceptionally too far. And what we have here, obviously we don't do this drama alert type stuff, so ignore them. I know of these people, but this is what is going on here. TikTokers are now doing abduction pranks, or these pranks getting out of hand. So we have this here.
No! I am not going to! Because I'm fixing to call the police.
No, just put the girl.
Help! Come help me now!
No.
Oh, come here, hurry!
I'm gonna get the girl.
So we have this analysis going on, right? And this is the reality of things. I don't know about you, but I stand by the mere fact that if you're going to do stupid pranks like these, then you probably should be arrested. I don't know. It just comes down to maybe setting an example, just not do these type of things. Because we have some other issues that would lead to these pranks going horrendously wrong and causing mayhem and destruction for all involved. Like if we go take a list, finishing this video here, you're going to see kind of like the issues I portray and some of the other pranks that I'll be showing you all on how they can lead to a very maybe lighthearted or joke type of situation, even though it never was, to something being completely disastrous for everyone involved.
Let me see your hands for a second. Are y'all trying to talk to him? Does he communicate? You try to lift it. Oh, no, it was just a prank.
This is a fucking prank?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No?
Okay.
Work your hips, man.
I either look really young or really old to some people.
Are you catching the gist of this? Yes, this is the prank.
Yes.
They're already not going to be as close with their church.
Free me.
So I think the bigger issue is why the cops shouldn't really be laughing or making a joke of it, because one, taxpayers pay for this stuff, and it's a huge waste of resources in serious stuff when things like this happen. And while this prank is going on, you're having other people's lives in danger, or that are serious and are real, and you're taking resources away from that serious situation to this, where it's a prank, to where somebody's life could be legitimately in danger. And this is the problem that I have with these pranks, and there's always things that I did have issues with it, among many other things. It's just like the bomb thing, to where, like, that was not good, and it was not funny, but it was a way more, less bad in a sense of, people are not actually being injured. They're just running away, being terrified, or what have you, and whatnot, and that's it. But when it comes down to stuff like this, it's not really a laughing matter. We have this here, that we have Dola's Town Center Mall shooting case sent to grand jury. We have the 3 felony charges filed against a Leesburg man who shot an internet rodeo prankster who was harassing him at the Dola's Center Mall, were sent to a Loudoun grand jury after a district preliminary hearing Wednesday. Alan W. Coley, 31, is charged with aggravated malicious wounding, use of a firearm, and the commission of a felony, and the discharging of a firearm within a building following the April 22nd altercation in the mall's food court. Today's court hearing included testimony from the victim, Tanner Cook, who was part of a 4-person team that went to the mall to film prank videos for his YouTube channel and social media platforms. On this day, the involved using his iPhone to play the statement, "Hey, dips, stop looking at my sparkle," to random individuals while videoing the interactions. According to testimony, Coley was standing at the counter of a food vendor holding a bag when he was approached by Cook and another man. Cook held the phone toward Coley's face and played the statement multiple times as Coley tried to back away. At one point, Coley pushed the phone away from him and asked him to stop, but Cook brought it up to his face and repeated the recording. Next, a gunshot was heard, and Cook ran from the food court and out of the mall, stopping on the sidewalk near the Cook Cheesecake Factory. It was there he realized he had been shot in the chest. A responding deputy reordered first aid until an ambulance arrived. Cook underwent surgery to treat the wound. Now, I don't think that LNWK Chili should be charged with aggravated malicious wounding at all, considering the fact that the guy pretty much told him multiple times to stop. This is what happens when you try to do things to people that they tell you to stop, or it seems that, you're being, or some random person. You can't tell me that if you're doing something random to a person, regardless of what it is, to know exactly what you're doing, it's not going to be some type of malicious or harming intent. And this is the issue that we lie here. We have this one here, we have an 11-year-old Florida girl arrested after prank texting 911 to say her friend was kidnapped as part of a YouTube challenge. Now, again, last time I checked, this is incredibly stupid. Now, this is, I would say, almost as bad, potentially worse than this abduction prank. And we're going to see exactly what I mean by this, because you're going to see the video on the whole situation as soon as you can access it, that is.
You're going to enjoy those cuffs.
Her ruse was elaborate. It all started Wednesday morning when the girl, who we are not naming because she's a minor, texted 911 using the name Lily Lee Combs. She reported her friend had just been kidnapped and that she was pulled over on a local highway in Oak Hill, Florida.
We scramble, our air unit gets up there, so we have air support. And the text messages keep coming in about directions, locations.
2 minutes later, Lily texted police that the suspect was in a white van and she was following it in a blue Jeep. When police asked her what her friend's name was, she replied that it was a 14-year-old named Maddie Lawson. 9:54 a.m., she texted police he's tying her up. And 15 minutes later, she added that the fake male suspect was armed with a gun. Police say within 45 minutes of that first text, officers pinpointed where the texts were coming from and arrived on the scene. And instead of a kidnapping, they find the 11-year-old texting.
She tells us, oh, yeah, I thought it would be funny to do that.
Officers struck a pretty firm tone with the 11-year-old. Do you stand by the tone?
You got to have tough love here. You just can't rub her on the head and say you shouldn't do this.
She insisted it was a one-time thing.
I'm not going to do this again.
Somebody could have been killed or injured.
Yes, and this is like an active thing of what swatting. Now, I don't know how many people have played video games or what have you, or seen Twitch, but swatting is something that is essentially what it is a very fucked up prank. You call the police, or the SWAT rather, and say that somebody is doing a heinous or very dangerous crime. Say, for instance, oh, these people have us at gunpoint, please help us, or whatever, and the SWAT comes, and then, they come and do their thing. There's already been instances or court cases or what have you, or scenarios where the SWATs have actually killed somebody over due to the fake calling or prank of a swatting. This is a similar case here. And what this guy says is that somebody that could be killed is very, very true. Because when it comes to situations like this, especially if there's a parent there, and the parent does not comply, they can get shot, killed, or whatever in this very serious scenario. This is the reason why it's not really a joke to do these pranks. Because cops react to things differently. And if you don't comply, you can have something very serious happen. And this is not the fault on the cops in this situation. And don't get me wrong, I have a lot of problems with our justice system and a lot of problems with our cops, the way they do things nowadays. And I do think we need immediate reform. However, the problem here is that you can't really blame the cops for reacting to a call that they deem as serious, and they're doing everything in everything in their power to de-escalate the situation and to potentially even make the situation a lot better or safer for everybody involved. And the only way to do that is sometimes to use force. And if you're not using force, then you can't really de-escalate the situation even while talking. And sometimes talking is not enough. And this is the serious case here, where we have somebody that does this, and, well, this is the result. So, yes, I think this girl should be arrested.
We get dozens and dozens and dozens of these calls, and we have to spend all of these money and resources because we have to take every one of them seriously.
Volusia Sheriff Mike Chitwood says the girl was charged with a felony, making a false report concerning the use of a firearm in a violent manner and a misdemeanor of misuse of 911.
Even though she was a first-time offender, the fact that she had mentioned that this person was armed, that drove her up to spend the night in detention because of that.
Her father did not return NBC's request for comment, but the sheriff does have a comment for all parents and would-be pranksters watching.
At what point does a seemingly funny prank become criminal?
This isn't ring the doorbell and run away. You're actually interfering with police communications. You are pulling resources. There's real serious repercussions here.
Now, the sheriff's office says that one helicopter...
Yes, exactly. And when you're doing this, you're causing all the lives in danger. Remember I said they get hundreds, if not thousands, of calls of the situations like this a time, and they have to take everyone seriously. And the fact that she did this, well, sorry, you're not, just because you're a minor does not mean you don't get you get a slap on the wrist and say, don't do this again, a little girl or a little boy. No, I think a day or two in detention will be a good indicator to say, yeah, don't do this again, and make sure that there's ramifications if you do this. And that's what I think that we need to do across all of these situations here that would pertain to this, that would do these type of things. Now we have this. A YouTuber was shot by a man who was the target of his prank. Here are 5 other times YouTubers' pranks ended badly. And then, the mall one, which is this one over here. This is the one we're talking about where he was filming a prank, got shot in the mall. This one here, in 2019, a Spanish court sentenced a YouTuber to 15 months in prison after he gave a homeless man an Oreo cookie with toothpaste inside it, which is very, very dangerous because it's, considered toxic. You're supposed to spit that stuff out, by the way. Also, in 2019, the YouTube stars the Stokes twins pleaded guilty to false imprisonment after faking a pair of blank robberies for prank video. So you can see that the ongoing thing here with these pranks are not funny and ha-ha-ha, they're little legitimate crimes, and this is all for clout and nothing more. I think we can come to a safe conclusion here that these pranks need to be stopped, and there needs to be a fine line between a doorbell prank, in a sense to what the police chief said, to these pranks literally committing legitimate crimes. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, try to share. As always, take care.